care.
Preparing families for retirement, GCES.
Hi everyone, this is Clint
and Galen
from GCES. Join us this Monday morning at 8:10 a.m. on Indiana in the Morning.
We're going to discuss everything you need to know to get to retirement and beyond.
It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, we can answer all of your questions and help you get your finances in check.
You can call in this coming Monday at 724-349-WCCS to ask GCES a question.
You can also email Indiana in the Morning anytime during the week with the question, and that email address is mornings@WCCSradio.com.
Thank you everyone who's been listening so far. We look forward to answering your questions.
So don't forget to email or call in this Monday morning at 8:10 a.m. on Indiana in the Morning.
Talk to you then.
GCES.
Advisory services offered by Encompass More Asset Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Registration with the SEC does not imply a certain level of skill or training.
Do you ever have questions in your life? Questions that you are searching to find answers to? Hi, I'm Pastor Ben Blowers with the Indiana Wesleyan Methodist Church, and I want to invite you to listen to our church-sponsored program, The Voice of Victory, every Sunday morning at 7:30 a.m. on this station, AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 FM. Tune in and find biblical help, guidance, and inspiration for answering life's questions.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Mark Hilliard of the Chamber of Commerce with us on this Friday morning, brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us here today.
I'm happy to be here.
Eggs and Issues is coming up. I want to remember that because if I didn't, then we would get through the segment and I would have been wasting all this time. But Eggs and Issues is a big deal.
Yeah, we have a really busy schedule beginning here in August. But Eggs and Issues is one of those items on August 29th at the Hilton Garden Inn, and that's a chance for Senator Pittman, Representative Struzzi, and Representative Brian Smith, who represents the northern part of the county, to come to breakfast and be able to field questions from the audience there about anything state-related, state government-related, or I guess anything else if they wanted to try. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on right now in terms of government, so I think that it would be great to hear from those guys, and we're going to start asking for questions. We always try to solicit some questions in advance for people who might be interested in asking some of the questions to them. But it's a really great opportunity. I know a lot of counties do things similar to this, but I don't know if any have individuals who are as candid and forthright as the three gentlemen who are going to be there to answer the questions with Senator Pittman, Representative Struzzi, and Representative Smith. And it really is a good opportunity to be able to, get right up close with those guys and be able to ask candid questions about the job that they're doing or the job they'd like to see done, and be able to get candid answers. And generally we do get that, and sometimes I'm surprised with how open they are with some of the questions. So we would encourage you to get your tickets right away. Space will be somewhat limited, so we do have a ceiling that we can sell. So if you're interested, get on our website, indianacountychamber.us, or give us a call and get your tickets today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big thing. Only for chamber members or for everybody?
No, it's open to the public.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do put it out to chamber members, but usually with events like this and the Hall of Fame coming up, they are open to the public as well. So if you're interested and you want to attend, you're welcome to get a ticket for it.
Speaking of which, the Hall of Fame is coming up.
Yeah.
And you've got that on the schedule, too. And people can get tickets now?
They can get tickets. Yeah, we just released tickets for both of those two events earlier this week. The Business Hall of Fame, the Indiana County Business Hall of Fame, is September the 5th, and that's over at the Indiana Country Club. We just met with them yesterday about it and working out a few of the minor details. But we have, I say this every year, but it truly is the case this year. We have a great class. We have Heath Sutton from R&P Coal Company. We have, Heath Clark from R&P Coal Company, John Sutton from Indiana Normal School, who is a big proponent and one of the individuals helping to get IUP off the ground. And then we also have Ann Lazanik, who began 9th Street Deli. And we have Brian Force, who has with Force Enterprises, Force Environmental, Force Turf Solutions, East American Inc., and many other business opportunities. And then Mike Price, obviously, with First Commonwealth Bank. And then our chairman selection is Dana Henry. So it's a great class, and there are some great stories. I'm working on some of the videos right now, the video tributes to these individuals, and we have Chauncey Ross who helps us with some of the interviews and some of the stories behind this and the photos and the history with these individuals is really interesting. So please get your tickets. I think it's going to be a great event, and it's going to be something I think people are going to really be impacted by, because it's a great opportunity to see how some of the individuals helped form Indiana County in the past and are continuing to form Indiana County right now. And it's September 5th at the Indiana Country Club.
It's interesting when we talk about the Hall of Fame, and we compare that or contrast it with the environment today for starting businesses, operating businesses. It is a whole different world in which we live than the world in which most of those folks live. Of course, Brian Force is still involved very much. But the fact that Indiana County has always had that historical connection to great business leaders stepping up and doing things that not only benefit their companies, but the entire community, which is what this is all about. Really, I think the Brian Force angle of it shows that it still happens today, that there are people that are willing to do that and step up for their entire region.
Yeah, and Mike Price to
Mike
agree
Price
as well,
is,
because,
I mean,
with the way the
yeah.
First Commonwealth is expanding, so and way he has been instrumental in that. But yeah, I actually enjoy the older inductees, the ones who like Keith Clark and John Sutton, and being able to tell some of their stories, because you get to see how things were years ago, 50, 60 years ago or more. In the county, and sometimes we're so close to it now that we're like, oh, I wish that we had that kind of environment right now. Mm-hmm. And I think years from now we'll look back and see that we did. We still have a lot of great things, and in some ways they're better than they were. I think the leadership that we have representing us is something, and the way we've had it consistently over the years, that's something that you can't take for granted. I think we do take it for granted sometimes, but it's instrumental in helping to shape the county and helping us grow in the future. But it is interesting to see some of the things that, some of the ways that businesses began and some of the ways that, they interacted with each other back then. There's a lot of parallels to what's happening right now, which makes it interesting. And in fact, there's some things that I think a couple of the inductees will be talking about that to draw some of those parallels. But there are some differences, obviously, because it was a completely different environment back then in so many different ways, and technology being instrumental in a lot of the things that we do today, and it just wasn't available back then. But it's going to be a great night, so we hope that people do come and support the inductees and learn a lot about Indiana County.
So we've mentioned two events, one in late August, one in early September, but you said August is going to be a really busy month no matter what.
Yeah, I'll try real quick here to go through a couple things. So I think that I want to get my calendar out to make sure I get the right date here, but I believe August 17th will be Indiana County Night at the Altoona Curve. So you'd be able to get tickets for that game and represent Indiana County at the Curve out in Altoona. We have an after hours on the 15th at Sleppy Chiropractic, and after hours on the 22nd over with the Northern Appalachian Folk Festival. And one of the things that we are working on is on September 10th, we're going to be bringing back our business education summits. We used to call them summits. They're basically a roundtable where we invite a lot of folks throughout the educational field, both high school, college, community college, and have them interact with some of our business and community leaders and our government officials, our local and state government officials as well. And we're looking at September 10th as the date to be hosting that again. We've been working with IUP to help host that, and we're really excited about bringing that back. It's the first time since COVID that we've been able to do this, and we want the schools, and the high schools in particular, but I think the college, to be able to share some of their successes. Sometimes we have these events, and it's a lot about looking for what we can do better, and okay, what ways are we struggling. But we've heard so many success stories this year that we really want to focus a lot on what things are going well within the high schools, within the colleges, because there are a lot of good stories out there, and obviously find ways that we can assist them as well. So that's going to be on September the 10th. There's going to be more information coming up, and we're also going to be sending out some info shortly on a number of workshops that we're going to be working on with the Technology and Entrepreneurship Center and Eric Lauber over on Philly Street, and we're going to partner with him on a number of different workshops. I think we're going to try to do one a month through the end of the year, Space will be limited. They will be free. But they're going to cover anything related to starting a business or leadership. So a lot of different categories that he and I met about, and we're going to focus on some different areas that we can help with some professional development in the area, or to help to begin your own business if you've ever been thinking about it. And I think he has one coming up on the 13th of the month, just about if you have ideas on starting a business, attend this workshop, and he'll help point you in the right direction on how to get started. So.
Just a couple of minutes left with Mark Hilliard from the Chamber of Commerce. Just a couple of things. Of course, I'm sure that you and everybody else watching that Wyotech campus thing, the NVI, that auction is going on right now. And the Homer City Power Plant, we're hearing things that could be developing soon. It's sort of an anxious moment, but it's also a time when there's some hope. For a couple of facilities that we need to see up and running again.
Yeah, I think there's some frustrations with some of those things in terms of how quickly that they move. But, what I'm hearing in particular about the power plant, probably similar to what you're hearing, is very positive. And if things move even close to the direction that we are kind of anticipating them to go, I think people will be very happy with what ends up happening with that campus and with that property. I think that there is so much potential, and that's one of the things that when we talk about the priorities that we have and maybe the selling points, that's one of the things that we look at. This is the one thing that we want to try to get up on the and back on the ground here. Literally is being able to be able to find a home for somebody on that property, and I think that there are some good things happening. The Wyotech, or the NVI, I should say, is something that that's going to auction. We're really hopeful that something else happens with that campus, because it's certainly something that could help to shape the southern part of our county the way that it did 10 years ago. But we will keep our eyes open for that. I do want to say quickly, keep your eyes open if you're a business owner. We have a survey that's coming out. The survey is going to be important not just for the chamber, but for our business partners like the Tourist Bureau Downtown Indiana and the CEO, in terms of looking for what initiatives are important to business owners and what areas that business owners may need help with, not just now, but in the next 5 years. So as we start to develop initiatives over the next couple of years to help businesses, keep an eye out for this survey, because your participation will be important in terms of the direction that we begin to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Some good things coming, and we hope even more.
Yes. Yes, sir.
He is Mark Hilliard, Indiana County Chamber of Commerce. And again, tickets are available now for those two events that we mentioned, Eggs and Issues, which is not a ticketed event. Is that a ticketed event?
Eggs and Issues is ticketed,
Yeah.
and the Hall of Fame is ticketed, limited, IndianaCountyChamber.us. And, real quick, Coffee Talk next Tuesday at Cafe Amadeus. So it's at 8 o'clock. Stop by. Hope to see you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Todd.
It's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS. Wow, has it been hot this summer, and there are more scorchers on the way. The Indiana Regional Medical Center sees plenty of folks who have been overcome by the heat, from heat exhaustion to heat stroke. IRMC Emergency Room Physician Dr. Nathan